이것이 내가 가진 부하 Like this 내가 산 눈물이 잉크로서 맘에 있어 단남아.
Oh,
This is crazy.
all right, good trap beat.
Yo.
Hello.
Yes, it was a war zone.
Definitely.
Civil war. It was a war zone in that comment.
I love that. We don't give a fuck what comes out of our mouth.
Let's look at the second performance of Show Me the Money, the rule of the second stage, the one with they had the beat. And if it was the opposite of producers hit the button, then it was no for them. But if all the producers hit the button, it's a
Bro, I'm trying to see some no's. I'm trying to see some bad like performances. What up, QM? He is a rapper who writes lyrics like a poem. Please look at the lyrics carefully.
I like the beat. QM.
사내 보험 없이 님드세요 은행 창고 앞에 두고 와지약지 기울 반지와 사력 대충 쑤셔 넣어 희망적인 팜플 3만 원이면 사람 마신 소주는 불쌍해 봐면 3억 이는 사람 마신 소주는 경손해
I like it. I'm sorry.
알바는 너만을 보는 유리창에 나는 괜찮은 척 거짓말 짓거리고 가장 약한 손가락으로 꺾이지 못한 약속을 하지 꼬리 지키지도 못한 얼마짜린가 등급 매겨지는 학교를 벗어났는데 세상은 세정인가 봐 딱길 바라지만 그 전에 당신에게 나의 삶은 얼마짜린가.
Wow. I like that. I like that. At first, I believed that it would be like on the offbeat. However, it caught the last beat every time. He really is like a rapper that sounds like a poet because he was just like, he was rapping, it was like he's just a nice beat, all that fit, but it was all within the beat, within the right flow.
And see, that's great because it's storytelling and he's fully putting it in there. It's not even off beat. That's a great part. It can come off as off beat, but the reality is it's not because he's spinning it all out and the beat's perfect. The beat's pretty fucking great for the way he raps.
His focus is the P part of rapping, rhythm and poetry. So his focus is more of the poetry aspect of rapping instead of the rhythm aspect, but he still follows the rhythm at the same time.
Jae Kyung, the oldest? How old is he? He looked the youngest with that face. 37? Wait, you're for real?
He changed his rap skill and flow, changed his style.
So he may be aged like fine wine, possibly.
Yes.
Let me see that face, actually.
It ain't hard to
Hey,
tell.
hello.
It ain't hard to tell.
Hello?
Is that a bra?
Was that a bra?
Or a bandana? I couldn't tell.
Baby ain't nobody got that groove. 나처럼 랩을 누가 익숙한 공기. 네 목을 끄덕거리대. The man 끝에서
No.
렁이는 듯한 웨이. 사실 경격지를 가위를 대고 찢는 거라고 보면 되지. 오해 I do.
No.
반쪽짜리 유명세는 내게 싱겁지. 난 가면을 찢어 제끼고 다시 왔지. You know. 비교라는 말은 내게 난 어울리지. 난 장르가 돼버려. It ain't hard to tell.
No.
He knows in his head how it's supposed to be sounding, but I just don't think that's how it's sounding.
But not this.
Maybe if you had a better instrumental, but his voice ain't that bad. His voice really ain't that bad, but it's like when you're rapping with heart and shit, like you're with your homies and you just, fuck it, like I'm gonna just say it hard and shit, without making it sound like a song.
It seemed like, yeah, that seemed like one of those like cipher things you do with your friends,
Yeah,
who
it
just
sounds
like
like a cipher.
bullshitting around.
So there's potential, if I could hear it, if it sounds like a song, but if his normal song singing voice just sounds like cypher, I don't really see it going too far.
I mean, I guess like they said, like he just changed his rap style. I guess this is the new style he's coming up with, and you can understand he's trying to introduce something unique. Probably most people would not rap like this, but he has that uniqueness, kind of stands out. And his flows were not bad, like the flows were smooth, he hit the low spots at the right time, the high spots at the right time. I think his style was dope. It depends if you like really like this kind of style, or if you don't. For me, I can listen to this and I'll just, cause you can see like a creativity, right? Sometimes like when Lil Wayne also raps, for example, he has like that kind of cipher sometimes, and you can hear like it goes low and high.
For him, his instrumentals matter the most. I think that'll boost his voice up, or make it really like low.
But you know, like this is like a live, so the voice delivery might not be 100%.
That's the main thing that matters, right?
Unofficial boy.
I reacted to him before. I remember that name.
어쩌다가 일하게 된 기업에 어떤 분이 물어봐서는 이쪽 랩하고 노래 하루 뻔해 그게 실이라 뻔해서 살아봐 즐겁게 손에 내 바보 같은 나이 아니 그냥 바보 많지 K1의 광고 정말이지 하나님이 나와 함께 하셔 할 수밖에 할렐루야 팬 여러분 아멘하세요
Hello?
거기서 춤추고 노래하고 랩한 자고 우리 약속의 장소에서 춤추고 노래하고
I'm so lost now. Wait a minute. I was reading the lyrics, but I was looking at his appearance, and I wasn't expecting. He was talking about Jesus. He said, "Let us at our appointed place sing, dance, and rap there. Jesus, God, all my peoples say hallelujah." And he was thugged out. That was wild to me.
He rapped well, but the sad part is he couldn't like do anything different. Like it sounded the same throughout the whole thing. But it did sound good for like what he was doing though. But it was like, okay, man, it's like 1 minute 30 seconds now. Like you're gonna elevate your voice or lower it or maybe higher it just here and there.
Colony. Yeah, we remember her.
She's 18. I didn't know that. She should be a high school rapper.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yo, if I time travel on my senses free 죽는다면 비슷게는 나를 두어 세연의 우습게도 시험마도 ready to die 불고기를 그 부기간에 피해간 움직임은 여자 타마신 타고 보내게 다르게 나 생각하는 게 나의 했다
Okay, that was nice.
This beat 맘이 내가 내 잠을 포기하고 누기로 이가시긴 한입 하고선 작업실에서 난 밤이 또 샜도 하긴 이것이 내가 가진 부하 Like this 내가 산 눈물이 잉크로서 맘에 이사단 남아
Oh,
That was it. I like the beginning about her talking about if she could time travel, she would go back to 1973, where her mom was born and stuff, so that she'd be a rapper from the 90s, because she Field from is from the 90s. So when she dies, right on her gravestone, 90s to 05, because that's that period of like old school style. So I found that interesting as shit.
that was mad nice. She had different tonal changes and shit. She had different beat switches, the pauses, the speed. She didn't even just try a little bit. No, she fully went into it fast and then back out.
What her verse did in comparison to the last guy, Unofficial Boy, she had my attention the entire time. One point with Unofficial Boy, it just started going down because it started becoming mundane or like the same. And it doesn't have to be like with a bunch of changes and stuff. It could be like a very similar flow throughout the entire verse.
But just the voice changes sometimes.
Wow. Yo, perfect beat for it. She did a good job. And see, that's gonna be a hard part for these contestants on this round. They can't just stay the same or attempt to do that. Because I think if they just attempt to just be on the same flow, they think they're at this average skill, but in reality, it's going down. Because you can't stay here and think you're gonna stay here. The more you keep on doing that, the more the attention gets loosened. We get more used to it.
A huge possibility if No Yunha.
Dude looked like he just finished a math test. Dude looked like he just finished his exams. Oh my God, he got braids now. Man said, all right, we done with final exams. All right, we're going straight to the shop.
This is crazy.
All right, good trap beat.
Oh, yeah, hit them folks, passing that gas boy, panty line.
In the boat.
Hit the boat.
What'd you know about that? That was cool.
Interesting voice he has.
Pretty cool.
That's what you mentioned, right? Like the attention.
The attention.
And retain. So
I like that line he said, my parents will watch this, so let me speak kind words. So I'm expecting in further rounds, he's not going to like cuss
I
whatsoever.
hope he does, maybe later on. If you start winning a little bit, open your mouth, say what you want.
His parents probably either gonna go home one day and his parents will be like, boy, why didn't you say that shit?
You know, I give him a thumbs up because he was having our attention throughout the whole time, right?
Yeah.
But then he still chose towards the ending to switch it all up, the flow, and do that. Like, he just still tried it. Even if maybe it wouldn't have been as nice.
크루셜스타.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought.
Long as hell in
Yeah, long hair.
오랜만에 들은 본가인의 밤 옷장 구석에서 찾은 내가 손목돌에 샀던 구찌 벨트 이 벨트가 내게 어떤 의미였는지 이건 내 투쟁에 대한 보상이었었고 비로소 느껴 인생이란 건 끝없는 struggling 이제는 떠나보내게 되니 나를 구원해줄 수 있는 건 나뿐이야 먼지 쌓인 구찌 벨트를 허리에 메어보내 난 지금 서 있어 내 데뷔 스테이지
I love that instrumental, but I wish he picked a different beat because he basically had the similar flow throughout the whole thing. He had a good way that he sounded, but that beat was very light and cafe.
And he sounded like really heavy and emotional, kind of. And it sounded kind of like sing rap. You can.
I find it interesting how he ended it saying, let the story begin, because that makes it, that story that he was telling about himself, like the prologue. Like this is pre and this is from now.
Shit. Now, if I'm grading them, I'm giving Kony a higher grade. But this dude, known Yuna, also got an A as well.
I would have gone with like go but
If you liked it, comment, subscribe, like the video, do as you want.